Hello and welcome to another video, and today we're asking the question, Intellivision Amico controllers, do they have lag? It's a question some people say yes, some people say no. I'm going to start off just showing a bit of a video. This actually comes from Ninja Kitty. So yeah, I'll put a link in the video description for the whole thing, so do watch the whole thing. Here I'm just going to show a small portion of it, which he shows, he or she, I don't know whether it's he or she. So obviously a male voice on this video, but I don't know whether it's like a sort of synthesized voice. But they've shown a video which is just a Nintendo Switch, and it's showing 4 or 5 frames of lag. Seem to be more like 4. And then on this, it goes 6, and then they do something else. Well, just have a look at this.
Look at his left hand pressing down and right. It looks to be 6 frames of lag. And here the controller falls apart and has an incredible amount of lag. Look how long it takes for the ship to register his down and right button press.
So, I mean, going up to 6, okay, compared to the Switch, but what on earth's going on here? It's just shot up to the top left. Has it had a seizure? Is this a one-off thing, or is it something that, like when your Windows mouse goes a bit funny?
33 frames of lag before the ship responds to him, wanting to go down and to the right.
So I'll just pause that there. Okay, say Windows 10 or any version of Windows, quite frankly, sometimes the mouse has an off day and it just decides to shoot off into a corner. And then you've got to try and resolve that somehow, usually by rebooting. But is that kind of what's happened here? Is it a glitch? Is it a one-off? Is it, who knows? Or does it never happen, as some people say? Because if we go into the Intellivision Invasion group on Facebook, you think that anyone who says there's any hint of lag must be committed to the funny farm straight away. But, it's a whole different kettle of fish on there. But I mean, on Saturday, Intellivision appeared at an event for, was it a video game expo? No. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a Superman? No. It was Crayola. Yeah, me too. I mean, for me, crayons were things I used at primary school before we actually learned anything useful. Maybe they use felt tip pens now. I don't know. We had those in junior school at least. They may have come into use in senior school, maybe in geography, but not a huge amount. And quite frankly, most of school was a waste of time. Like, when am I ever going to use quadratic equations again? Someone answer me that. So I'll just show a brief bit of this video. This game called Flying Tigers. Let's just try and get to the meat and potatoes of the game. Well, I did comment on the video that this happens an awful lot. It's nothing to do with Amico, but you got a 16:9 TV, and your phone can do 16:9, but not when it's held vertically. You have to be a horizontal holding thing in order to record it properly. And so, filming a 16:9 screen in 9:16. This happens all the time on Twitter and other places. Just hold the phone in the right way. But at least, I mean, you can see the controller there. It's not quite just sort of just seeing it happen in real time. It's not so straightforward to see whether or not there is any lag. And did anyone comment at the event whether there's any lag? Well, in this video, sort of linked by Nikki Izzo, it's just showing the screen. At least they're filming it in 16:9, but they're not showing the controller, so we can't compare whether there's any lag or it's there, but it's just kind of drifting off the screen, so it's not really you can't really tell. And apparently the games were well received, but I would expect that all the adults attending are those like myself who had video games in the 80s and are trying to relive nostalgia. Here they've taken along their kids, and I understand a good time was had by all. But are these kids really going to prioritise the Amico over, say, a Switch this Christmas? Because they're about the same price. I mean, Nintendo have made a ton of cash out of the Switch in 4.5 years by the time October comes round. And that's when they're releasing the model with an OLED screen. And while they could sell it for the same price as the regular Switch goes for, they won't. And they'll squeeze another $50 out of the fanboys for the privilege. Well, $350 if they already bought one and are now buying a second. I mean, the Switch doesn't particularly interest me, and when it comes to, say, Mario games, I much prefer the old 2D style rather than the 3D open world ones like Super Mario Odyssey. But going back to the Amico, and if little Johnny and Mary are in need of a console for the first time, are they going to ask for a Switch? Because that's what everyone has at school, basically. I mean, same as when my parents bought an Atari 2600 back in the early 80s for me and my sister. Or are the kids going to take a punt on the Amico? Well, I remember when I was at school, the Intellivision, the Mattel Intellivision console was about, I think the Atari was probably about 120 pounds, and the Intellivision was about 200. So, it was, yes, the graphics were a bit better, but it was priced way too much, and so parents go for the Atari 2600 at the time, and they'll do that partly because me and my mates can all swap games, and we can all play each other's games because we've all got the same console. If I was the only one with an Intellivision and they all had an Atari 2600, I can't play their games on my system. I mean, later on, converters and whatnot came along, but parents aren't going to shell out for that for the sake of it. And besides, I then can't return the favour by lending them my Intellivision games. You get where I'm going with this. You all basically go with the same console, and at the moment, the console for the kids is going to be a Switch. And because their dad's enthusing about the Amico, do the kids just think, well, yeah, I get that it's refreshed versions of old games, but 10 minutes of this was enough. I mean, coincidentally, 10 minutes of this was enough were the words in my head when I played Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch. But about the controllers, and kids won't really grasp whether there's a noticeable bit of lag anyway. So here's a thread, a bit of question posted in the group, and I've got to sort of jump back and forth a bit in this thread because the way Facebook just sets things out, it's not great, quite frankly. I don't know. They have messed around with it and they've improved certain things such that Facebook loads quicker on PC, but it does a whole load of other things I don't like about it. So here we have, I posted the question in the group, is there any footage which shows both the screen and the controller close up so we can analyse any lag for ourselves? Well, woe betide me if I speak out of turn. Tommy Tallarico said, if you don't believe the dozens and dozens of people who say there's no lag by now, no video is going to convince you otherwise. It's answering a question I'd never asked. I didn't ask for the opinion of dozens of people. Never mind. I just wanted a bit of footage. Anyway, so I said I saw one video which appeared to show lag, which is the one I showed earlier from Ninja Kitty. However, if there's a way I can review a unit within the UK prior to release, I'll happily give you my honest opinion. Are you up for that? Tommy replies, unfortunately, folks purposely have been editing and slowing down videos in the hopes of making people hate us. I know there'll be one or two people who are like that, but I don't think the majority of people are like that. No one wants to hate on one particular product just for the sake of it. I'd give anything a chance, but just got to ask questions. Ask questions before you lay out, in my case, about 250 quid plus, if I get it imported from America, plus probably about another 80 quid, taking it to about £330. So I've covered that before. Probably will cancel the pre-order before it comes out anyway, and then just wait and see what happens price-wise over here, and have to buy one in the UK. Even though I did rather like the wood grain look, but at the moment the only one that's available for pre-order in the UK is white. But if I have to cancel the pre-order, then I'll just wait and see what happens. If I can't get one for review, I'll wait and see what happens price-wise after launch. But to continue, people have been purposely doing this to make people hate us and don't even understand how the disc works in the first place. Best listen to people who have actually played it as opposed to folks who haven't in the hopes of making us look bad. Don't believe the fake news. Fake news comes from CNN. I don't know whether they've reviewed the Amico. This is the guy who posted the original post. I never said he was a liar, so why that came up I don't know. But anyway, you didn't respond to the other part of my previous comment. Is there, if there's a way I can review a unit within the UK prior to release, I'll happily give you my honest opinion. Are you up for that? And here's the bit where I have to sort of jump down a bit because Facebook throws things around. Sorry, we don't have enough units for all our developers at this time, let alone sending out review units. Everyone in our offices and development houses needs every dev kit unit and controller we have. And I just said, okay, thanks for your reply. Would be cool at some point, prior to release. And then, this Nicky Izzo just obviously got a little bit precious about the whole thing. Number one, and I'm British, obviously. Whenever anyone says dude, I just think of Snake from Simpsons. Dude, she needs regular, dude. Premium, dude, not regular. Premium, dude. Don't call me dude. Dude, he's not going to send you a review unit. There's only been 2 shows in the whole US so far. If you get to Europe prior to launch, I'm sure you'll get the first invite. Well, Europe's a big place, and you can't travel easily in Europe at the moment. If you come to Manchester, UK, I'm there. Number 2, there is 0 lag. None. Nada. 9. Hundreds of people have played it who are complete strangers to the company, me included, so all of us are not noticing that our characters aren't moving exactly. There's a few double negatives in this. So all of us are not noticing that our characters aren't moving exactly with the button/disc presses. I've been playing games for decades and this is one of the most responsive yet. How dare you say anything bad about it? I'm embellishing. I really don't understand the lag thing. Does everyone believe they'd take a broken piece of and let the public play? Makes 0 sense. Anyone who's played with it has said at the very least that it was fun. The only people itching about it have never been in a room with it. And I just said, calm down, Nicky. I didn't ask you, and I don't appreciate your profanity. At no point was I complaining, to use a polite version of the word you used. I was asking a question. I reviewed other consoles before now, hence the question. I suggest a quiet sit down for you until you calm down. Much love. So there might be lag, there might not. Who knows? What do you think? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, I don't have a Switch, but I've heard of Joy-Con drift, which Nintendo have, I'm sure they've admitted is a thing. I think they tried to fix it, as I understand it, but it's still there, and people are not happy, and apparently it won't change with the OLED model either, because it's just going to be the same unit, just with a better screen. I have I've got PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Apparently there are problems people have had with the PS4 controllers. Some people even had problems with the new PS5 controllers. I say new, the ones that came out in November. I've never had any problems with my PlayStation controller. Do I? Is it something I'm not noticing, or certainly nothing noticeable has happened for me? But I'm never saying that it never happens. Some people may have a dodgy unit. It's possible. It's all possible. So I don't poo-poo anything just because it hasn't happened to me. So, as I say, in the meantime, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.